Hi, let's talk about swimming and exercising when you have sister locks newly established. The biggest thing to remember with sister locks or brother locks that you have to allow yourself to get through the settling in phase. What is that? Well, you talk about that during the consultation, but essentially it means that your locks have begin to settle in to their pattern. They're not giving as much resistance. They're not constantly trying to slip, what we call, or unravel. And they're pretty steady, and they can deal with a good washing. You're still banding and washing, and again, we discussed that more in detail during the consultation. But when it comes to swimming and physical activity where you're working out, high impact activity where you're sweating, definitely with swimming, because of course the water, you want to make sure that you have action plan and you speak with your consultant. With swimming, especially with hair textures like mine, in the beginning they are very susceptible to slippage. They require consistent maintenance, once a month. And if you're gonna go swimming and don't properly take precautions, especially around the perimeters to keep those in, it can become frustrating and costly for you. So if you're gonna go swimming, of course, talk with your individual consultant prior. Let them know you're ready to start going swimming, but make sure that you're braiding the hair down. It's always a good idea to kind of braid it down in the comb rolls or do tight twists and pin them down, and then wear a swim cap. I know that may not be what you want to hear, what you want to do, but sister locks are a quite costly investment, and you want to make sure that you're doing what you need to do in order to have your hair not slip out and you have to have it reestablished. That's not fun. If you're working out and you're doing Zumba, tennis, running, you want to make sure that you're wearing a sweatband. You'll be surprised how much water is caught up in this area of your head and back here, especially the really vulnerable areas that like to slip out in the beginning. And you get there and you don't realize it, and then you're sleeping, it's rubbing. You might, women that are going through menopause, you're having hot flashes and you wear those caps and then it's water in your head. You'd be really surprised the impact that day after day over a month, by the time you get back to your next retightening, that can have on your hair and cause slippage. And it can be costly because it either results in lengthening time if you're paying by the hour, or you're just having longer appointments and you want to get out sooner and you don't want to have to deal with that. So you definitely want to make sure that you are speaking with your consultant about ways that are specific to your hair outside of braiding, corn rolling, wearing sweatbands, a swim cap, and things like that if you're going to go swimming. What about showers, washing your hair? Absolutely get a shower cap. I particularly like the ones that are terry cloth on the inside because it really seals around this edge. Because in the beginning, when I first got mine, I would always wear a shower cap, and then this back part and this part would still come out, which is my most vulnerable. So we were constantly starting over, and that was annoying for me. It was very annoying. So you can kind of see I have little ones that's way smaller than the others that are just kind of coming in. I have ones that are way longer, and then these are shorter because they started after, because that was one of the main reasons that whole slipping out, because the plastic shower cap would roll itself back and this is all wet, and now it's coming out after a couple days, and I didn't notice it. So that is my take on your sister locks and swimming, exercising, and showering. I think the only thing that I would include is washing your hair. how often you should wash your hair. Usually you don't have to wash your hair with Sisterlocks until right before you're going to have it maintenance, because you're not really putting much in it. Some people have different scalp conditions. They have medicated shampoos they need to use for psoriasis or any other kind of dermatitis. And of course, you want to make sure you're using those things as your doctor has prescribed. But you definitely don't want to overwash your Sisterlocks. You don't want to wash them every day. You don't wash them every week. It's good, okay, to kind of braid your hair down, and if you need to rinse your scalp, things like that for different reasons. But you definitely want to make sure that you are not removing the natural oils that will assist your hair in growing and nurturing your scalp. So I hope these answered some of your questions about water and your sister and or brother locks. If you have any questions, leave me a comment in the box below.